Hello, good morning. How are you today? Hey guys, what is up? What is up? Let me get over to my other page here and just see what is going on. What is this? Oh, I send these letters to people all the time. They always come back. Okay. So how are you? Happy what day of the week it is? Wednesday. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just trying to get over to Face Place on the old iPhone here and just see, because I can see that there are people, but I can't see who's there until I go over to Facebook. So here we go. There we are. All right. Well, good morning. I almost said happy Monday. Happy Wednesday again. Hey, good morning, Holly. I hope your mom's feeling better. Um, Hey, Victoria. Ooh, look at you getting up in here this morning. All right, y'all. So, I don't know what I want to talk about today. I was flipping through stuff and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. So, I never really plan these. Like, they are very, they are very just off the cuff. It's whatever comes to my mind. But some mornings, I always listen to podcasts and I look through other things to see what's going on in the real estate world. And sometimes a topic hits me and I'm like, oh, that's a good one to talk about. Well, this morning nothing hit me. I was just like, don't like that, don't like that. So I do have a closing today. So we went to our final walkthrough yesterday and my client was asking me all sorts of questions and I was like, are you sure you're not getting cold feet? You sound like, because some of the questions she was asking me. So I started thinking about it and I was like, oh gosh, well, maybe we should have done this and maybe we should have done that. But here's the thing. You get under contract on a house and you have your 15 days to inspect everything. And then if it's something that doesn't, depending on what contract you write, because they don't always have a just cancel it clause in them. You have to either have an addendum or you have to be using an as-is contract to just cancel for any reason or no particular reason. But so you have to make sure, that you really want the house within that time period during your inspection period. And other homes very similar could come on the market for a lot lower than what you got under contract. And I'm seeing this right now. So for those of you agents out there, make sure you're looking at your comps during those 15 days as well, because I've just noticed this, and I'll be honest, I normally, excuse me, y'all, I haven't even had a sip of coffee yet, and I'm just rambling away. Hold on. Hold that thought. Okay. All right. So I've not done this before, but here's what I'm seeing. You get under contract. Statistics show that once a house goes on the market, 2 to 3 other houses in that area will go on the market as well. That's why those of us realtors, if you notice a home goes on the market in your neighborhood, you'll start getting a bunch of calls because somebody else is gonna list their house. It's just a fact. But anyway, where I'm going with this is start watching your comps during those 15 days, because what I just found is things went on the market and went under contract for a lower price than what we are under contract for. Now, does that mean you can go in your 15 days, hey, their price was this, so I'm going to come back and renegotiate? No, it doesn't mean that. But what it means is I want you to be aware of what's going on. And if the prices are so different that it's a problem for you, then maybe you need to think about what your situation is and do you want to move forward or do you not within that time period. As long as you have a cancellation in there, not a cancellation, my brain's not working yet. You got to have that 15 days built in where it says that you can cancel the contract at buyer sold discretion, right? Right to inspect and cancel. That's what I was thinking of. So just think about that and just watch those things, because when I went back and looked last night, I was like, oh, some prices have changed a little bit since we got under contract, because we had a an addendum for the buyer to sell their property. So we've been on under contract for a little bit now. So things have changed. The market's changed, right? You're all seeing what the market's doing. If you're not seeing, you're hearing it from me that prices are dropping a little. Again, the market's not crashing. It's just interest rates are going up, so people's affordability is going down. So people are bringing their homes to the market at lower prices. And you also don't know what that seller's motivation is. They may not owe that much on their house, and they may be able to list their house at a lower price because all they want to do is sell it. They're not looking for the maximum profit. You never know a person's motivation. So anyway, hey, good morning, Randy. Hey, Catherine, I hope you guys are having fun with Mickey and Minnie. So yes, so that's my real estate thing. If you're a realtor watching, I am noticing that. I'm sure you're noticing it as well. Just when you get under contract, keep looking at those comps. It's something I've never really done before. But now that I've had a client kind of say, hey, what's going on? The prices in here, we close tomorrow. I've never really had anyone ask me that before. I've never gone back and run comps closer to closing. So it did make me think, and I'm going to add that to my practice just to keep an eye on things. May not change anything, but at least you've advised your client and they know, and they're not, feeling like maybe they should have made a different plan. Not that my client is feeling that way. She loves the property. She's moving forward. Her property is actually a lot nicer than some of the lower priced properties because there's an elevator in there. It's got newer updates and finishes and blah, blah, blah. But, just something to be aware of. You may not need to do it, but just something to be aware of because the prices are kind of all over the place right now. All right, with saying that, if anybody knows anyone that wants to live in Antietam out in Cantonment, please send them my way because I'm struggling. I've never struggled so hard with a house. I've got two I'm struggling with right now, but they both have their unique situations. Let's put it that way. But anyway, all right. So that being said, real estate is what it is. I was talking with someone yesterday, and I can't remember if I said this on the talk yesterday, but house prices are predicted to go up again next year. So if you're in that market, I did say it. I remember talking about it now. Mush brain this morning. But anyway, so if you're thinking about buying a house and you're waiting for the prices to drop even lower, I wouldn't recommend it. I always say to my clients, I always say to people when they ask me, I can't tell you when the right time for you is to buy a house. I can tell you what the market's doing, but you have to think about what your unique situation is. And I say, if you need to buy a house, you buy a darn house because prices are going to go up. One thing I was watching that I did kind of go, oh yeah, that's a good thing. Prices do this, you guys. That's a market. Anything that's on the open market is going to do this, right? It's going to wax and wane. And, we think back to like the crash. Somebody bought a house for $300,000. Then it crashed. The market crashed and it was worth $180,000. But now that house would sell for, $500,000, $1 million, whatever, depending on the location. So real estate is not a short-term investment. Real estate's a long-term investment. So when you buy a property, if you're buying it to make a profit within a year, then you're an investor. You're buying that home to flip it. You're not buying it as a primary residence because if you sell it within 2 years, you're going to have to pay capital gains. So when you're buying homes to flip, you're buying as an investor. It's not your primary property. You're still going to have to pay your taxes. I mean, we can't get away from them no matter what we do, right? Death and taxes, two of the sure things in life. But, if you're buying a home, you have to think why you're buying the home. Why do you want the home? What is your unique situation? I can tell you what the market's doing. I can tell you what interest rates are doing. But again, if it's not the right time for you to buy a property, then don't buy it. But if you're looking for a home and you need a home and you need to get out of a situation or you need to move to change jobs, then buy a darn home. Paying rent is a waste of money. Now, I know there are situations when I first moved back, I had to rent for 6 months. because I was moving. I'm a self-employed person. I moved to another state. So I had to reestablish my business here. I had to get a tax year. I really had to wait almost 2 years, but I had some money squirreled away and I went ahead and just bought something because it made the most sense for me. And I bought it during a good time. Prices were higher. I didn't have to worry about interest rates because I bought something I could pay cash for with the money I rolled out of my home in North Carolina. But it was the time for me, and I didn't want to keep paying somebody else's mortgage by paying rent. So there you go. That's my little real estate ramble this morning. But let's move on. Okay, yes, I drink well with others. All right. If you want to find out, just buy me a drink. Okay, so anyway. Hey. I already said hey to everybody. Okay, so there we go. That's what's going on. So I'm going to a closing today. I also have some photos coming up for a new listing. I'm working on a listing that I have under contract. I'm working on some quotes from some electricians and things with that. But it's also an as-is contract. So I'm going to be going back to those folks saying, okay, it's an as-is contract. The seller's willing to do A, B, and C, but not D, E, and F. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? You can't do an as-is contract and then expect everything to be fixed with no limitations. That's just not how this works. It's not realistic. Anyway, so I was outside this morning looking around, and I had a picture pop up from last year. So I guess I've owned my home for a year now. I need to look and see what my home anniversary is. I was looking at the photos. I've done a lot in the backyard. I've taken down trees. I've planted things. But y'all, it's been so hot. And I've had so many people visiting, between my nephew visiting and then my friends from the UK being here, that I've been lazy. I have not been outside pulling weeds. And I don't think even if they hadn't been here, I would have pulled weeds because it's been like 110 degrees. No thank you. Plus I saw a snake out there, so that slowed me down a lot. But my weeds are higher than some of my plants, y'all. So I got to get out there and start weeding and pulling things out and sprucing it up again. And I'm noticing I got to go back and look at my landscaping plan. Didn't quite work like I wanted it to, because the one part of the backyard, the one corner, gets a little more shade. So I can't really get much to grow over there that's going to bloom. So if you know any shade loving blooming things like hydrangeas, I guess I could put out there. I'm going to start kind of cleaning things up again and weeding, and then I'm going to get it ready. I'm not going to plant anything now. I'm going to wait, because in the fall I can plant some bulbs, and I'm going to put some more things over in that section. But my other section that gets sun is beautiful. I've got the buddleia, the butterfly bush. I've got my roses. I've got, I just forgot the name of them. Anyway, I've got other flowering things over there. I've got some petunias, all that growing over there. So it looks really nice. And then I've got the corn that the squirrels knocked out of their feeder, and they've now eaten all the corn. So I'm going to have to, sorry, my dogs are like doing something under here, just ran into my chair. So I'm going to cut all that back, and there's some grass growing in there I need to pull up. I need to get myself a smaller weed eater so I can go around in there. But yeah, so I'm still trying to think of what that other flower is called. I don't know. I don't remember now. But it'll come to me as soon as this little talk is over. So anyway, so that's me today. I'm just rambling on and just sitting here kind of trying to get my day started. So I appreciate you being with me. Get out there and do something fun today, but try to stay out of the heat if you can. I am, like I said, I'm going to a closing. I've got some work to do this morning. Before I do that, I've got some clients to call, and then have photos for a new listing. So stay tuned, and I'll be showing you that. I need to figure a way I can make this thing share my screen. Maybe I can go through Zoom. I need to figure that out, and then I can share my screen and show you some of the properties around. All right, if you need me, you know how to find me. I did announce yesterday the joining of a new team member to our team. I'm really excited to have Jennifer on board. So she's ready to go, ready to help people. So if you need some help, our team can help you. So have a great day. Have fun. Get out of your head. Just get out. Enjoy yourself. And yeah, if you need me, call me. So here we go. Always remember, no matter where you go, what you do, always, always be you. And I will see you tomorrow.